So let's take a look at another system of inequalities. Let's look at the feasible region and see what we see. So I'm going to start by graphing x plus y equals 2. If x is equal to 0, then y is equal to 2, so we have a point 0, 2. If y is equal to 0, then x is equal to 2. So we have another point, 2, 0. So let's see. If we go ahead and graph the first inequality, we have a point at 0, 2, and we have a point at 2, 0. So this is at 2 and this is at 2. We have a less than or equal, so we'll go ahead and draw a solid line through. And let's go ahead and figure out which side of the line is going to be a solution. So let's test 0, 0 since the origin is not on our line. So 0 plus 0, is this less than or equal to 2? Yes, it is. So our blue line has solution coming out to the left towards the origin. Okay. Now let's go ahead and graph the next inequality. So we have, I'll do it over here. We have 2x plus y equals 6. Let's see, if x is equal to 0, then y is going to equal 6. So we have 1 point at 0, 6. If y is equal to 0, then 2x is equal to 6, and so x would equal 3. So we have another point at 3, 0. So let's go ahead and graph this. We have a point at 3, 0, and we have a point at 0, 6. Okay, roughly here. And let's go ahead and connect these with a solid line because our inequality says or equals. Okay. And let's go ahead and test which direction our solution set is. So if we test the origin, because we know the origin is not on our line, let's see, 0, so 2 times 0 plus 0, is this greater than or equal to 6? 0 is not greater than or equal to 6, so our solution set must be pointing away from the origin. So notice that our two solutions are not going to overlap until way down in quadrant 4, right down at the bottom in this region down here. This is where we're finally seeing some overlap. But if we only had these two inequalities, we would have our solution set down here in quadrant 4. But we have another inequality that we have to consider, and that is y must be greater than or equal to 0. That means that we can only have a solution set that is strictly above or on the x-axis. But our overlap doesn't occur above the x-axis. So we have regions where two of our inequalities will overlap. So we see that over here in quadrant 1, we have the 2x plus y greater than or equal to 6 overlapping with y greater than or equal to 0. We also have some overlap sort of near the origin, right, between the blue and the red regions. And we have overlap down in quadrant 4 between the blue and the green regions, but we don't ever have all three of them at the same time. And so this would be an example of a system of inequalities that has no solution. There is no feasible region, and so this system has no solution. So we have no feasible region, and so that means that the system has no solution. There is no point xy that can satisfy all three of these inequalities at the same time. So we have no solution.